breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here behind me, I'm live in front of Apple's campus, where we are now hearing it is recently just announced that instead of giving absolutely zero fucks, Apple has now decided to give at least a couple. Isn't that cool? Okay, back to you, myself. Want daily tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Of course you do. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech, of course, show that gives you all the latest tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you. Happy day? Thursday? What? It's Friday? Huh? What happened to the week? Where was the rest of it? What the fuck? Okay, I guess it's Friday. Okay, universe, whatever you say. News. Alright, so first up for the day, story numero uno. I have been talking about Apple, specifically Apple's issues with quality control when it comes to their software for a long time. I have been complaining about bug after bug. In fact, just yesterday, I bitched about this. I showed in yesterday's episode a specific bug that I have had, a cropping bug, where I will take a screenshot, crop it, maybe I'll draw on it, whatever, and then I'll send the screenshot off. But in reality, it didn't save any of my changes. I asked Brian to look for a video of this happening online, and there's nothing. Like, I looked, there's nothing on Twitter, nothing on YouTube. People have been talking about this, but no one has actually captured video of this happening until now. I did. I captured actual video of this very bug the very first time I tried. I started recording the screen, took a screenshot to send it to Brian, and immediately, the very first try, I got that bug. And that's fine if, you deal with it with one version of iOS and then it gets an update and it's fixed. That's cool. But this has been around for months. Now, hang on, iPhone, iOS fanboys. Before you even start, shut the fuck up. Don't start with me. Like, I tweeted about this yesterday, and some of the replies, very typical of the fanboys, would be like, well, at least it's not Android. At least it's not as bad as Android. Hey! Listen here, twinkle tits. That does not help. At least it's not as bad as Android is not a good excuse. At least it's not as bad as Android doesn't make my experience with iOS any better. And now, thanks to all my complaining, Apple has finally listened. Okay, so obviously they didn't listen to me. They haven't heard me say shit. They haven't listened to me one bit. Because if they had been listening, this stuff would have been fixed a long time ago. Anyway, where was I? Happy thoughts. See, I'm calm. This is the voice of a calm person. According to this report that you've been looking at from Bloomberg, Apple, I guess, has decided that they're gonna rework stuff. They're gonna refocus, shift the focus, change how they do things for iOS 14. They're gonna change the way they overhaul and test iOS. So instead of just entirely focusing on shoving new stuff into the OS for next year, they're gonna slow it down, slow their roll, and instead just focus on working out the kinks, just fix the bugs. Oh, wait a second! This happened before! I have said this before. Apple has said this before. This has all happened before. So I don't know if we can believe them. This reminds me of that clip of Cat Williams going, trash, won't work. Trash, won't work.
Trash, switch it up. Trash, won't work.
Apparently, internally, Apple is going to start using software flags in daily builds of iOS. This is supposed to help stabilize the releases in the future. Now, these flags that we speak of would hopefully assist and allow Apple, at least the developers within Apple internally, to fix and include changes in beta versions of iOS 14 that testers inside of Apple, not the public, could then switch on. So instead of just giving a bunch of horse shit to everybody, instead, the horse shit will be isolated into a tiny little horse shit buggy inside of Apple. You're welcome for that. You're welcome for that visual. That way, if there's any bad code and internally the developers at Apple find it, they can isolate said bad code. Now here is the very, very best part. This has been a thing. Like literally, Microsoft, Google, companies have been doing this very same thing. Listen, whatever, I'm still happy, I guess. If this is real and this is actually happening, This would mean that we would get much more stable public builds as well as beta builds of iOS 14 come next year. So this is good. This is good news, and I'm happy about this. But I'm not gonna praise Apple for doing what they just should have been doing this whole time. I'm not gonna give that. That would be like praising the Uber driver for actually getting you to the destination you asked for. You see the problem? Okay, inner peace. I'm calm. Next, let's talk about another thing that is sure to piss me off. A couple months ago, or I guess about a month ago, we posted an episode called Holy Shit, This Needs to Stop. And in that episode, am I wearing the same thing? Son of a bitch. God damn it. Anyway, in that episode, we talked about how reckless some people in this industry are. We talked about how Ben Geskin, a very talented concept artist, was making concepts claiming that they're actual leaks, and then everyone setting expectations. Everyone's like, oh my God, this is the next iPhone. You know, the whole thing about how, oh my God, Apple's gonna put the sensors of Face ID in the bezel, so there won't be a notch on the iPhone 12, the next iPhone. Wow. I, of course, have had to come on the show multiple times now and be like, that's not the next iPhone, people. I even offered Ben Geskin $5,000 if he's correct, if that is the next iPhone. Offered him $5,000. Even more reckless, though, than that, and people like Ben Geskin spreading this stuff, is the media. Now, let's look at some latest tweets from Ben Geskin. I want to give him credit here. He's actually gotten a bit better with this. He's dialed it back a little. Instead of rolling with, this is a real iPhone prototype for the iPhone 12, he's now being entirely more honest about it. You can see in his latest tweets, he tweeted out a new mock-up, a new render of this design. Not gonna lie, of course, it looks great. Not gonna happen, but it looks great. His tweet that followed that said, I hope we can hold this iPhone in our hands in less than 5 years. And then another tweet saying, and here's what we will most likely get next year. There we go. There's a more honest representation from Ben. This is what I want to see. Ben, good job. The issue, though, and I don't know if he's doing this intentionally or not. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt here, I guess. That initial tweet by itself doesn't say anything about how, like, hey, this is not the real thing. Don't run with this. Yes, he correctly gave more context in following tweets, but the issue is that tweet alone can be spread and posted everywhere and just run with because there's not enough context in this tweet. I don't know if he does that on purpose so the news media will run with it or not, but this is the problem. I'm scrolling yesterday and I got an ad, literally like a sponsored ad for this post. Some fucking news station in Sydney, Australia called 7 News Sydney. I literally got this as a sponsored ad. Read the post, and this is iPhone 12 design leaked by hacker a year before Apple release date. Are you fucking kidding me? Yes, of course, it's about that tweet from Ben. And even where they included the tweets from Ben saying that the actual design has the notch, their article says, according to the gadget enthusiast's mock-up, it will have no notch on the front display. But if we could just scroll up to the title again, design leaked by hacker. By a hacker. Ben Geskin, I hope you go ahead right now and change your Twitter bio. Go ahead and add in there, Apple hacker, because Sydney, Australia said so. Help me, people. This is gonna keep happening and keep spreading. If you see some idiot, some asshole idiot saying that the iPhone 12 doesn't have a notch, a news site, or just a person on Twitter, please take a screenshot. I'm gonna put something on the screen. Take a screenshot of that and send it to them. It'll save everybody the trouble. And boop, see this? Send that to them. Take a screenshot. Go ahead, screenshot it right now, and just go ahead and reply to anybody with this that thinks the iPhone 12 comes without a notch. Well, hey there, kids. How you doing? Future Jern here. We haven't done this in a while, but we're gonna try this where we put a mid-roll ad in so instead of like a normal sponsor slot. A mid-roll, a YouTube mid-roll ad is gonna be put here, and in exchange for this, you get a longer show. How about that? So this is money time. This is where you give us money. If you have YouTube Premium or you have an ad blocker turned on, you won't see an ad. So it'll be awkward. For the rest of you, thank you for your money. All right, next up, let's talk about the truck that Tesla announced last night. What's that? Oh, it's the first time we've talked about a vehicle on this show before. Hell yeah. Oh, anyway, this is the Tesla Cybertruck, and okay, yeah, that's it. First of all, instead of telling you this part last, I'm gonna tell you the price now. $40,000. Starts at $40,000. This little piece of the future starts at $40,000. The best part is when they, and you've probably seen this has gone viral by now, when they demoed the armored glass that's supposed to not break, this happened.
Oh my God. Well,
Elon saying, "Oh my fucking God," when it broke that's the best.
oh my God.
Anyway, we don't really talk about this stuff on the show usually. I just want to give you my quick opinion on this. A lot of people thought this was a joke, like it just looks insane, and they thought that this was a troll the whole time and we would see the real truck by the end of the event. But I gotta be honest, I actually love the way this looks. I love this. I just think people are freaking out and think that it's ugly, thought it was a joke because it's foreign to them. They've never seen stuff like this before. And because it's foreign and their eyes aren't used to it, it's scary and spoopy and they don't like it. But we rarely get stuff like this anymore. Stuff that we have never seen before. This is really cool. It looks great. You just have in your head what you think a truck is supposed to look like, so when you see this, you're like, ugh, that's not good. Here, let me help you. Okay, see this? Black screen. There's nothing here. While we're showing you this black screen, completely wipe your mind. No visuals of any sorts of truck. Not a truck you've seen before, not what you think a truck is supposed to look like. Just wipe that away. We're gonna start fresh. And boom! That's a butt. Okay, never mind. Go back to the black. Back in black! Okay, sorry. The black screen. See this? Black. Nothing. You see nothing. And boom! See that? Look, it is cool. Wipe all your memory of what you think a truck is supposed to look like, and we are in the future. We are in the motherfucking future. This looks awesome. What do you think about the Cybertruck? Let us know in the comments section below. Anyhow, that's the show. Hopefully you liked it. You learned something. If you did, hit that like button. If you hate my stupid face, that dislike button works too. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Moon Day.